Barnstable Little League is one step closer to getting a new field. An effort to preserve the land surrounding Lowell Park in Cotuit awaits a vote, and the Hyannis Youth and Community Center could soon have an upgraded skate park and basketball court. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Tuesday, July 29th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mantle. Barnstable Little League hopes to expand the number of fields in town before next season. The organization would like to use $100,000 in community preservation funds to help pay for the project. Vice President Michael Clark presented the plans to the Community Preservation Committee during last night's meeting.
Currently, the Barnstable Little League has one major league field, LaRusso Field, at this location. LaRusso Field is used by our oldest group of players. There are currently 10 teams of players ages 10 through 12, and that's the field that you see there, the darker of the two fields on the left-hand side. The Barnstable Little League is proposing the addition of a second field, the lighter shaded field, in an undeveloped area adjacent to LaRusso Field. The Barnstable Little League has funding and labor in place to complete this project. Last month, Mr. Mark Thompson of the Lyndon LaRusso Charitable Foundation pledged a $50,000 donation to this project. Also last month, Mr. Thompson increased his support of this project by hiring a civil engineer, Ed Pesci, who is with us this evening, of Pesci Associates, to work on behalf of the Barnstable Little League. Mr. Pesci is here this evening. He's available to speak about this proposed field and answer any questions that the committee members may have about this project. The Barnstable Little League is extremely grateful for the support of Mr. Thompson, the LaRusso family, and Pesci Engineering and Associates. Other community members have stepped forward in support of this project. Jim Butler of Butler Sporting Goods has offered to purchase a scoreboard for the new facility, and E.J. Jackstimer has generously offered to purchase a flagpole. In May, the school committee unanimously supported this project, and recently we were approved by site plan review.
Ed Pesci with Pesci Engineering and the Lyndon LaRusso Charitable Foundation urged the committee to vote in favor of the project.
I think this is a key message that we'd like you to understand, that this is proposed in two phases. But phase one, with your support, gets a field in the ground and gets it done so that we can have people playing on the ball field in the spring. So we'll actually have a field. We won't have lights, we won't have a few other things, but we'll have a fence, sod, field. You can actually play baseball at that field. The additional funds that we need for phase two, the lighting, electric service, press box, and storage building, we're in the process of fundraising for that as well. We actually have some really good progress have been made on the lighting companies. But at this point, with your participation, your approval for a $100,000 donation, along with the $75,000 that Mr. LaRusso at the LaRusso Foundation, Mr. Thompson, the LaRusso Foundation has pledged, we'll be able to proceed forthwith with construction. So this is a real community project. I think most of you understand. And I'm actually, on a personal note, kind of grateful and proud to be doing this, because I was a Little League coach many years ago when my kids were in Barnstable schools. Coached hockey, soccer, football, and baseball. And it's kind of cool to be able to work on this on behalf of the Barnstable Little League. But for the most part, I think you all know it's behind the former Hyannis East Elementary, now the Barnstable Horace Mann School on Burst's Way. I have fully engineered a design showing some drainage facilities to occupy the site. As a result of that, both site plan review and the DPW folks that look at this have endorsed it. And as well as you heard from Mr. Clark, the folks from Barnstable School Committee voted to approve it as well back in May.
The Community Preservation Committee ultimately unanimously approved the project. It will next go before Town Council for final approval. The Barnstable Land Trust also went before the Community Preservation Committee last night. The Land Trust was requesting $225,000 to purchase 19 acres of green space surrounding Lowell Park in Cotuit. Jackie Barton with the Barnstable Land Trust presented the project.
Barnstable Land Trust has proposed purchasing the 19 acres that surround Lowell Park. And the area that's shown there in yellow constitutes that 19 acres. What a lot of people don't know is that Lowell Park itself, the park itself, is owned by the town of Barnstable, managed by the Cotuit Athletic Association to benefit the Kettleers, and several other baseball teams play there as well. The Sturgis Charter School among them, I think the American Legion. So it's a well-used field, but in summertime, this time of year, it's primarily used by the Kettleers. What they also don't know is that center field is on this 19 acres, as well as the flagpole, a portion of right field, and the visiting team's bullpen. So the field as we know it right now, the Lowell Park field, where the Kettleers play, is essentially partially on the 19 acres. So that's one of the critical reasons to preserve this land, but that's not the only critical reason. It's surrounded by these beautiful woodlands. The woodlands are very diverse habitat, largely pine, oak forest, but there are hickory trees and other interesting trees in there. It's an unusual Cape Cod forest. The other reasons to protect the land are that it preserves the scenic gateway to the village. There is 1,000 feet of frontage on Putnam Avenue that basically comes south of Old Post Road extension. Old Post Road itself comes into Putnam Avenue, and if you were on Old Post and looked across Putnam Avenue, you'd see a little trail that goes beyond there. That's the extension of Old Post Road. So were the land to be developed, that roadway would have to be improved. And of course, maintaining the green belt maintains the community character, safeguards our natural resources, and in essence sustains the healthy water quality and drinking water of Cotuit as well as Cotuit Bay, because the groundwater flows from the field, under the field, out to Cotuit Bay.
The committee voted to move the matter to its next meeting so that it can review the conservation restriction before taking a vote. The next Community Preservation Committee meeting will be held August 25th. The town of Barnstable also requested funds from the Community Preservation Committee. Director of Leisure Services Patty Machado would like to use $71,000 to improve the skate park and basketball court at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center.
The skateboard park was built in 1999 and has not been, well, we've had new ramps put in and some modifications done over the years, but the ramps have gotten tired, and we have a few that we were able to keep. However, most of them could not be salvaged for this summer for the kids to play in the park. As you look at the slides, I've also put papers in your showing what the park looks like currently. We actually had one of the engineers come to inspect it, and their foot went through one of the pieces of equipment. So that was enough to say we had to start ripping things out, and we could not open this summer. Prior to that, we were looking at purchasing a new, because our Recreation Commission went around and evaluated all the different facilities that we have, all 88, and this was at one of their priorities for us to renovate and upgrade because of its deplorable condition. And so this was at one of the top 10, and during that time we went out and started looking. Melanie went out and looked at different equipment, and we came back with starting a plan for $125,000, which you have that plan in there, which we're in the process of going forward, getting ready to go forward with, when Bass River Sports World contacted us to let us know that they had equipment and they were going to be modifying their facility and removing their park, their skateboard park, from there. And they wanted to know if we were interested in purchasing that. It is 10 years old currently, and it's very lightly used, and we are so pleased. And for $20,000, it is quite a steal and a great opportunity for the town of Barnstable.
The committee unanimously approved that request. The project will next go before Town Council for final approval. We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will chat with President and CEO of the Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce, Jessica Silver. We'll We'll also chat with Congressman Bill Keating, plus we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.